This is a companion to the English translation of Social Anarchism and Organization. In this episode, the specific anarchist organization, employing ideological and theoretical unity. Mass movements are dynamic and spontaneous because they are a convergence of individuals and other forces. In an attempt to maximize these characteristics, some revolutionary extremists promote individualism and other ideologies that are anti-organizational. On the surface, this amorphous response to exploitative and dominating forces makes a big splash, but broken windows and isolated acts of conscientious objection, regardless of their moral prerogatives, are void of social force and have the unintended effect of strengthening the status quo. Our current society is the reproduction of these disorganized tendencies. The existing capitalist system is a mode of order made possible by the predictable nature of individual responses. A person alone presents no threat to this order because it was developed precisely to manage individualized, uncoordinated persons. Nevertheless, having social anarchist principles does little to inform action on a daily basis. How can the long-term objective of libertarian socialism provide a radical perspective today instead of disillusionment and feelings of ineptitude? One possible solution is a specifically anarchist group, which can give militants an ideologically focused resource for increasing the social force of their political action. The specific anarchist organization is a space that exists explicitly for developing political strategy and theory in collaboration with others, along the revolutionary lines of libertarian socialism. It is an ideologically specific group that is at once a democratic, an experimental, and a political organization. If tactics, strategy, and politics are going to coincide, members of a political organization need a high degree of theoretical and ideological unity. Militants must act cohesively in order to apply their political force to the social level in meaningful ways, which in turn develop the social force of popular movements. This is the only way for an active minority to have a liberating influence on a mass movement. Being smaller in size and having more refined ideological priorities, a specific organization can achieve a greater degree of unity than mass movements. While it may be a hindrance or an impossibility in a popular organization, unity is a potential strength in a specific organization, allowing members to better understand the group's aims and capabilities, as well as preventing overreach and future disagreements on foundational issues. However, operating on the political level rather than the social level has its own limitations, since a liberating revolution will be the result of societal transformation, not political wins. Political organizing increases its focus and usefulness through unity, whereas popular organizing, since it benefits from being less ideologically constrained, employs mass appeal. The specific anarchist organization has the task of developing a way for its ideas to remain influential without resorting to unethical tactics that contradict its ideological limits or its political strategy. There is no stability of political terrain, making social transformation a moving target. Revolutionary work requires intentional and strategic diligence that varies based on situational factors. The Anarchist Federation of Rio de Janeiro arrived at the conclusion that political practice in different camps requires that the anarchist organization divides itself into fronts, which are the internal groups that carry out social work. If political space is not intentionally occupied by anarchist militants, it will inevitably be occupied by other ideological forces which may or may not coincide with the revolutionary aims of the class struggle. These forces could potentially defend the status quo from inside the movement, promote reforms within the oppressive system, and/or co-opt the movement for opportunistic political gains. The various fronts of a specific anarchist organization can specialize in their point of engagement, allowing them to hold positions that would be impossible for larger, popular organizations to maintain. The specific anarchist organization has responsibilities ranging from education to social work, necessitating a constant study of theory and modification of strategy. This is work done by individuals using the tool of the specific political group, not on their own. Militants need to be educated mutually by each other, or this ideological and theoretical unity will inevitably be short-lived. However, during this perpetual education process, there have to be constant efforts made by the active minority to stay connected to and part of popular, less ideologically specific social groups.